They've created a kind space. When you're here, you can't believe that there's anything other than kindness. That the gulf between mental health and non-mental health blurs, and you feel that you've got something to give, which isn't always what you feel when you're not very well.
Well, we're very privileged here in Camden Square. We have a church which dates from the 1950s, but it has two very large gardens, one of which was disused for many years and was pretty much a derelict piece of land covered by brambles. Various attempts had been made to cultivate it over the years, but it had fallen into disrepair and disuse. And it took a few goes and ups and downs before we met Ben and Catherine, who became partners with the community garden.
What was striking about this place was the more time we spent here, the more we loved being amongst the trees, and it felt very secluded and very cut off from the sort of hubbub of Camden Town and stuff. And so we thought, actually, it almost feels a bit like the edge of a wood. So that's how it kind of then, we started to think more of it more about being a woodland garden.
And we noticed there was quite a prickly hedge of berberis actually around the perimeter, which is pretty lethal but absolutely fantastic for birds.
Yeah.
So it creates a really safe space for them, as well as reinforcing the kind of private, secluded, secret nature of this space.
Whether you're community gardeners or whether you're a church, you want to welcome people in. You want to engage with people and give them a space where they can flourish. I mean, in some ways, because of it being community garden and growing things, that's almost a metaphor for what we're trying to do with the insides of people's lives as well.
One thing that's important to us is to make this space available to as many people as possible. That just makes sense. We want to use our National Lottery money in make that have as much impact as possible.
So I think hospitals can be quite institutional. So any way that we can get patients off the wards and get them into the community. But this project in particular, I love because it feels like we're in the countryside. We're in London, we're in quite a busy part of London, and just having this little patch of nature, you can just relax and you can hear birds flying, and we're doing practical things. You know, I love it because of that mostly.
Within the world of rehabilitation and mental health rehabilitation, I think having some sort of opportunity for people to spend time in nature and be invited to do horticulture, be involved in conservation, is a really vital part of what we offer.
I think also it's really important for the patients to be able to see their work develop over the seasons. So we might come in spring and we'll plant seeds, and then we can watch those seeds develop and grow, and then we can potentially harvest them. And it's lovely to see that progression. I think the patients really appreciate that.
Yeah, I never had any plants in my flat, just a basic flat. And since I've come here now, I've got 5 plants. And I feel so proud when I water them and I see flowers. And if anybody comes in, they say, "Oh, you've got plants." So that's nice.
Additionally, we kind of want to make this space used as much as possible, so we've actually expanded what we do, not just gardening activities but also baking and cooking, and you'll see from the bunting here, art as well.
You talk about the same things to do with gardening and stuff, and then you talk about things like cakes, because you have a tea break and they make cakes. out of bits of vegetables or whatever and get to know one another.
It was everything I want, because I feel relaxed and I feel at ease when I'm down there.
For a couple of hours you can just kind of rest a bit and forget the bad mental health thoughts or being alone and just be with the others.
You know, you forget sometimes that, you know, like myself, that I get ill sometimes and I'm not well, and I live alone, and you know, all these nasty things that come with old age and mental health. So it's nice to come here and forget about that.
Lovely people, lovely place.
The work we do, we try and teach ourselves more about how to broaden biodiversity in the garden, how to be sensitive to the space. But it's not just the garden; it's the people that we work with, and we always say to them, this is not a community garden without all of you. Gardening is great for my mental health. I know that, and so it's one of my passions to share the benefits of gardening and being in nature with other fellow gardeners.